The Star Wars universe is filled with characters and their backstories that span over years' worth of material. Some were killed off, some lived on, and some managed to cement their existence, making an image in our minds that will live on forever. Darth Vader is one of those characters in Star Wars universe, but the way the stories have shaped out, Darth Vader has become a character who you cannot convince that if there was a way to go back in time for him to redefine his legacy and never join the Sidious this time. Say what you have to say, but he was double-crossed by Darth Sidious, fooled by him into joining the Sith. He ultimately found Luke and realized his family was the most important thing to him. He fell in a deep regret of joining the dark side and Sidious. The alliance was false between the master that does not care about his apprentice at all. This was shown in the Darth Vader comic series in 2015, where he talks about to one of his companions about the glorious days of the Clone Wars, when he was just Anakin Skywalker, and he had armies by his side as he went on to battle with Captain Rex. Those days are long gone for him. In the comics, you can see that you are about to witness in the coming minutes that he regretted what ended up happening. Back in the day, he had everything. When he was a Jedi General as Anakin Skywalker, he had armies of clones at his disposal. More so, these clones had actually befriended Anakin, and they were quite literally like his brothers in arms. Sadly, this dissipated once he became Darth Vader. The Galactic Republic reformed into the Empire. He relied on the 501st when he first started, but before a decade passed, he was left alone. All he could do now was to borrow some stormtroopers for a mission he was assigned to. This was usually a scheme composed by an Imperial governor like Tarkin. Vader felt like he was on a leash with no army to back him up, like in the good old days during the Clone Wars. He started reminiscing to himself about how good the old times were when he was a general. He had an army to himself with no one to answer to. This began with Vader's quest to create his own little army in secret. His plans were to take over the entire Empire for himself, but before he went on this quest back in the day, he was pretty naive, thinking that Darth Sidious would change his life, and it came to such a time that he needed to cause his powers that he learned with Obi-Wan using animal connection. The Empire was expanding by the minute, and Palpatine had his sights from the planet Mancala, and he sent Vader to deal not only with King Li Char, but his secret Jedi advisor. Vader and his Inquisitors made quick work of every single guard and the Mancala people that tried to protect King Li Char. But before he could even arrest the king, up above from the Star Destroyers, Tarkin received a strange signal coming from beneath the surface of the planet. From the sea, as the Ninth Sister was torturing the king for information. Right in that moment, monstrous whales came from down below. They were determined to not leave Dax City, fall to the Empire, and so their mission was to destroy everything. They created tidal waves that engulfed the entire city. The Inquisitors noticed it and warned Darth Vader, who ordered them to form up a force shield that could hold off the tidal wave. And as much as Darth Vader tried to hold it off with success in the beginning, in the end, it was inevitable that the whales had created such an enormous force that it ate them whole. Everyone was exposed to the danger, even if Tarkin tried to hear anything from Darth Vader, but no success, since Vader was slowly drowning on Mancala. By the grace of the Force, he had somehow survived. He ignited his lightsaber, created a force shield again, but his suit was warning him that things were not looking good. To make matters worse, an octopus-like creature attacked Vader at that moment, deep within the ocean. This squid monster wrapped its arms around Vader and started to squeeze the Sith Lord, but Vader had one more trick up his sleeve. He used the Force to mind trick it. The animal connection that had served him as a Jedi, now he was manipulating the monster to do his own bidding. The squid picked up Vader's lightsaber and gave it to him, with no hesitation, and the Empire was quick to come to the rescue of Darth Vader, who worked the giant squid to death. Now a ship approached Vader, recovering him from the water. Vader came in unscathed, and the Ninth Sister and the other Inquisitors were around Vader, and it was this frustrating time that they used to brag to Darth Vader, thinking that they would score points with Darth Vader at this moment. They were glad to see him survive, but Vader had only one question. Was the Jedi dead? The dumbfounded Inquisitors just stood around, not knowing how to answer, realizing the mistake they had made. They said no, not yet, and once Vader realized that they had done nothing to pursue the Jedi, he then asked them, "Is Kingly Char dead?" To which the Ninth Sister responded, "We do not know. The king was swept away with the tidal wave, same as with you." But the Ninth Sister again insisted, not all bad, that they got Kingly Char to give them the Jedi's location, so they know exactly where to go. Again trying to be boastful and bragging that they not only saved Darth Vader's life at this moment, but they also know where the Jedi is. Furthermore, the Inquisitors barely survived the wave themselves. They lost 2 other clones. Once they pulled themselves together, they requisitioned the submarine and came looking for Darth Vader. They wanted to save him first. Vader was fuming at this moment. He sarcastically asked them why the Emperor had assigned them the task. The task was not to come to save Darth Vader, but to search out for the Jedi and eliminate him. The 6th brother responded with the dumbest answer ever at this moment, which Darth Vader did not want to hear again. The excuse that they first wanted to rescue Darth Vader. This was it. Vader had it. He called all of them fools. The mighty Sith Lord that was Darth Vader never needed to be rescued. Vader was baffled by their foolishness. Once Kingly Char regains consciousness, the first thing he will do to the Jedi is warn him to escape the grip of the Empire. They needed to move quickly. He told the Inquisitors to pray that Kingly Char is dead for their sakes. The tale goes on, but that will be for another video. Let me know what you guys think of it so far. I hope you all enjoyed this video. Thank you for joining me, guys. Make sure you subscribe and do leave a like. I will catch you in the next one, and may the Force be with you.